Trados 2021, Trados 2022, and probably Trados 2024 do not work after the Windows 11 24H2 update. Please take care before purchasing a new license. This incompatibility issue affects computers from some manufacturers like Dell and others, and does not affect all computer manufacturers. In this video, we will demonstrate that Trados 2021, 2022, and probably 2024 do not work after the Windows 11 24H2 update. Here we have a Dell Inspiron 15 laptop. The entire Inspiron 15 and 16 series are affected by this issue. As you can see, it has been updated to the Windows 11 24H2 version. After the Windows 11 24H2 update, on some computer manufacturers like Dell, and probably others as well, Trados no longer functions correctly, and the terminological databases never load. This issue affects the terminological databases in Trados. Here you can see the Windows 11 updates installed on this Dell laptop. Please share this video on social media so that other fellow translators or even your clients, the agencies, can become aware of this issue. Also, share the video with your colleagues and clients so they can be informed about the problem and be prepared to face it. We are going to open Trados and set up a project to demonstrate that the terminological databases stop functioning correctly after the Windows 11 24H2 update. As I mentioned before, this issue affects certain brands of computers and not all computers. In my case, I have two Dell laptops, one Inspiron 15 and one Inspiron 16, both by Dell and both affected. Now, we normally create a project in Trados, load a document for translation, several translation memories, and a couple of glossaries, terminological databases. If you are a customer service representative for Trados, a staunch Trados supporter, or simply a translator eager to help the community, please do not waste your time recommending solving the problem by reorganizing glossaries. Reorganizing glossaries in multi-term does not solve the problem. Even after reorganizing them, they still do not load. This occurs, as I have mentioned, on certain computer manufacturers and after the 24H2 update. If you have the patience to watch this entire video, you will see that it is demonstrated that reorganizing glossaries does not solve the problem. Please share this video on social media so that other fellow translators or even your clients, the agencies, can become aware of this issue. Also, share the video with your colleagues and clients so they can be informed about the problem and be prepared to face it. Once the project is created, we go directly into the editor, and we can see how the loading of the terminological databases gets stuck and the terms never load. This issue affects Trados 2021 and 2022, regardless of their build version and service packs. The problem seems to be related to database access. After the 24H2 update, on some computers, Trados can no longer access the databases. It seems to be a programming issue where the disk is accessed using low-level code routines, which, for some reason, no longer work after the Windows 11 24H2 update. To understand what might be happening, let's explain it with an example. Imagine you have a key, Trados, that opens a treasure chest, the term base. Before the update, the key worked perfectly on all chests. Now, after the Windows 11 24H2 update, something has changed with the chests on Dell laptops. It is as if those chests suddenly have a different or more complicated lock, while the chests on other brands still work the same way. So Trados, the key, tries to open the chest on a Dell laptop, but it gets stuck because the lock has changed shape and the key does not fit properly. That is why the term bases never finish loading on these laptops. This could be caused by a conflict between the Windows update and a specific component in Dell computers, such as a security feature, a driver, or a special setting that only these laptops have. To demonstrate the severity of the issue, we will open a project in an older version of Trados, specifically Trados 2021. We will set up the project, load the translation memories and the terminological databases. Once this is done, we will see that the terminological databases never load. This happens because Trados 2021, 2022, and 2024 are essentially the same program at their core, but with changes and modifications. In this video, you can see, and it is demonstrated, that the hard disk access routines used by the different versions of Trados to load the terminological databases no longer work after the changes introduced in the 24H2 update. As I mentioned, this issue affects some PC manufacturers, and not all. Dell is one of the affected manufacturers. This issue is very serious, and the RWS support service should not ignore the problem. Instead of focusing on investigating versions or licenses, they should understand the severity of the issue and rush to solve it. Until the problem is resolved, they will continue to provide their customers with a program that fails in certain usage scenarios and with different computer manufacturers. Before purchasing a license, it is important to consider these risks, which could be mitigated if the manufacturer of Trados, RWS, provided a free patch to ensure compatibility of all their Trados versions with the Windows 11 24H2 update. The issue of glossary loading failure also occurs in the 2021 version. As you can see, I'm setting up a project in Trados 2021, and I will add the translation memories and glossaries. However, the glossaries will not work because Trados 2021, 2022, and most likely 2024 are incompatible with some computer manufacturers. Dell is one of the affected manufacturers, and this occurs right after the Windows 11 24H2 update. Trados developers should have the humility to acknowledge the error and work quickly to fix it, providing a free patch to resolve the issue. As can be seen in this video, the issue is so serious and severe that it affects all versions of Trados, including 2021, and it occurs on certain computers from some brands, not all computers from all brands. If you have installed the 24H2 update and Trados works, congratulations, you are a lucky user. Your brand or model of computer is not affected. However, agencies and translators cannot rely on luck. They need productivity. A program that works on some computers but not on others is a productivity issue for any translator or translation company. The Trados development team must understand that this is a very serious problem and must work urgently to fix it. Please pay attention to the screen below on the right and also above on the right. You will see that even after 6 minutes, the glossaries do not load. They always get stuck in the search process and never load. I have edited the video and cut part of the time so that you don't have to wait the full 6 minutes watching the program fail. Honestly, this is a disaster. A program sold in the market and not at a cheap price must pass the necessary quality tests to avoid these problems. Imagine a translation agency buys many licenses and after a few months changes all their computers to Dell, then installs the Windows 11 24H2 update, and all their projects come to a halt because the glossaries do not work. The result is a disaster. In my opinion, until the manufacturer of Trados publicly acknowledges the problem, offering an immediate solution with a patch or clear steps to fix it, buying a license is a high risk. As you can see, I have opened Multi-Term 2022 and it appears to function normally. I will load the same glossaries that did not load in any version of Trados and load them into Multi-Term 2022. You will see that the glossaries load perfectly, they can be consulted, accessed, and work well. The problem is with Trados, which cannot load them after the Windows 11 24H2 update. For those translators and translation agencies experiencing this issue, until the manufacturer of Trados, RDUS, provides a solution, they will need to delay the 24H2 update, postponing it every week. This means that every week, they will have to delay the update on all their computers and will no longer receive security updates or antivirus updates from Windows 11, which could put their computers at risk of infections or unauthorized access. I hope the Trados team understands the severity of the problem. Not acknowledging it only leads to customer disappointment, who will turn to other solutions like MemoQ, MemSource, or even partially free solutions like SmartCat. Here you can see how I am reorganizing the glossaries. Although multi-term works and reorganizes the glossaries, this does not help and does not fix the issue, because the problem is not that there are corrupt glossaries. The problem is that Trados cannot load them. Therefore, no matter how many times you try to reorganize them, the glossaries will never load in Trados. As I mentioned before, this affects some PC manufacturers and not all manufacturers. I have another desktop computer from ASUS, and it is not affected by this issue. Now we are going to open Trados 2022 after reorganizing the glossaries. In a few moments, you will see that the glossaries do not load, even if you have reorganized them with multi-term. This is not an issue of corrupt files, but a compatibility issue with the way Trados accesses the terminological databases. After the 24H2 update, on some computers, Trados no longer functions normally, and the glossaries cannot be used. Now you will see it and convince yourself. As you can see, we are once again setting up the translation project step by step, adding translation memories, glossaries, and finally, once configured, we go to the editor. Once again, the glossaries, even after being reorganized, never load. Please share this video on social media so that other fellow translators or even your clients, the agencies, can become aware of this issue. Also, share the video with your colleagues and clients so they can be informed about the problem and be prepared to face it. We are going to enter the editor again, and as you can see, the translation memories work normally, but the glossaries never load and do not function. Trados has been having issues with glossaries for a long time. Sometimes they failed and they had to be reorganized. It is unfortunate that the Trados development team never showed adequate interest in solving the problem. When users complained, they were offered a temporary solution, a quick fix, reorganize the glossaries. However, now the problem has worsened, and they simply stopped working. After the 24H2 update, the behavior of the Windows 11 operating system is no longer the same, and there are programs that are not compatible. Period. It is very easy to understand. Trados 2021, 2022, and probably 2024 are no longer compatible with Windows 11 on some computers from certain manufacturers. Dell is one of the affected manufacturers. As long as RWS, the manufacturer of Trados, continues to ignore the issue, they are denying their customers the service and productivity they need. It is important that they fix the issue urgently, or customers will start moving to other platforms or using other programs. I hope and wish that the RWS team clearly understands the meaning of the word urgent. It is not in the next version in several years or never.